David and Victoria Beckham are ready for the world to learn intimate details of their life together in a revealing new Netflix series, with a star-studded premiere taking place in London this evening. Beckham, a four-part series about the former Manchester United player's life on and off the pitch, lands on the streaming site tomorrow, with major revelations about that of Four's career and his relationship with Posh Spice already teased ahead of its official release. The documentary's director confirmed over the weekend that David and Victoria were grilled on camera regarding past infidelity rumors, admitting it wasn't pleasant to ask David to discuss rumors about allegations he was once unfaithful. The series will also see David recall being depressed and suffering following his infamous red card during the 1998 World Cup. 18:43 Zoe Delaney. Brooklyn and Nicola reunite with David and Victoria. Brooklyn Beckham and his wife Nicola Peltz posed alongside the aspiring chef's parents as they reunited with David and Victoria and Brooklyn's siblings this evening. Billionaire heiress Nicola is wearing a stylish red leather ensemble for the premiere, with Brooklyn keeping it simple in a suit as they pose for pictures alongside Harper Beckham, Cruz Beckham and Romeo Beckham and his girlfriend Mia Regan. Brooklyn is mentioned quite a bit in the first two episodes of Beckham, with Victoria revealing she told David she was pregnant with their first child just hours before a huge football match. Before David and the England team played against Argentina at the 1998 World Cup, Posh Spice told him she was pregnant with their eldest son, Brooklyn. During the unforgettable football game, David received a red card which led to England losing on penalties. Read how Victoria broke the news to David here. 18:19 Zoe Delaney. David and Victoria are here. David and Victoria have arrived and look like their usual fashionable selves, ready to watch their new Netflix series in style. Fashion designer Victoria has opted for a chic white suit for the Beckham premiere, with the mum of four looking fabulous in an oversized white blazer and matching trousers. Posh completes her look with a simple black clutch and wears her hair in a side ponytails. The equally stylish David has gone for a classic dapper suit for the star-studded event. 18:15 Zoe Delaney. Stars begin to arrive for the UK premiere of Beckham. Famous faces have begun to arrive at the Curzon Mayfair ahead of Beckham getting its first airing before becoming available to stream on Netflix from tomorrow. No sign of David and Victoria or their four children just yet, but celebrities like former footballer turned TV pundit Alex Scott and singer Jess Glynn have arrived and posed on the red carpet before heading inside for the special screening. 18:05 Zoe Delaney. David was so scared of kidnap threats he slept outside Brooklyn's door. Beckham will also see David reveal he slept on the floor by the hospital door on the night his son Brooklyn was born, after death threats gave him fears over his family's safety. At the time, the former England captain was hated by a section of the public for his World Cup red card against Argentina in 1998, and he was regularly abused in the street, with one crazed fan even sending a bullet in the post to Manchester United's Old Trafford Stadium. Reflecting on that time and the birth of first child Brooklyn in March 1999 at London's Portland Hospital, Beckham said, "The moment he came out, I all of a sudden thought, how am I going to protect him?" That night Brooklyn slept next to Victoria. Victoria was like, "Come on, squeeze on the bed with me," and I was like, "Absolutely not, I'm sleeping with my head against the door." Because I was paranoid that someone was gonna steal him. Read more here. 17:23 Zoe Delaney. David and Victoria to break silence on infidelity rumors in new Netflix series. David and Victoria Beckham look like they're set to finally break their silence on past infidelity rumors in their revealing new Netflix series. The director of Beckham confirmed over the weekend that he quizzed both David and Victoria about the difficulties they went through when filming the documentary, admitting it wasn't pleasant to ask David to discuss rumors about allegations he was once unfaithful. The Manchester United legend, 48, and Victoria, 49, have been loved up since meeting in 1997, tying the knot in 1999 and welcoming 4 children into the world together. While the happy couple may have one of the strongest marriages in showbiz these days, claims David had indulged in extramarital affairs plagued the pair during the early 00s. Other than denying press reports and claims at the time, both David and Victoria have kept quiet about the past scandals, until now. The iconic couple both discuss their relationship in the new Netflix series, with director Fisher Stevens seemingly confirming no subject was off-limits when it came to probing questions. Speaking with The Times, the Beckham director, recommended to David by Leonardo DiCaprio, no less, admits he does ask the dad of 4 about historic rumored infidelity scandals. "It wasn't pleasant, but we got into it. For me, I approached it as how did your marriage stay together? And you'll see how he responds. I talked with both of them about the difficulties they went through," Fisher reveals. Backing Fisher up, Beckham producer John Batsack seemingly confirms Victoria is also quizzed about possible marriage troubles, adding, "They were both signed up to telling us whatever we wanted to know. I'm sure you'll say, of course you would say that. But they were. There was no you will not ask that or do that." Fisher and I thought that might be the case, but we were clear from the start that we would only do this if we could go in any direction we wanted. And we did. Read more here. 17:20 Zoe Delaney Victoria awkward encounter with a fan as crude football fans taunted her elsewhere in the opening episodes. Victoria recalls the mortifying time thousands of football fans sang a sexually explicit chant about her as she watched her partner on the pitch. Speaking in a new Netflix documentary, Posh Spice, 49, reveals the awkward reaction to the X-rated chants from a woman sitting next to her inside the football stadium, laughing at the incident at one point, but admits the cruel taunts from football fans felt hurtful and embarrassing at the time. Victoria's name often popped up in football chants throughout the late 90s thanks to her romance with now-husband David Beckham. David was playing for Manchester United and rival football fans would often take aim at Victoria in the terraces with explicit chants about the mum of 4 when visiting Old Trafford. Following David's infamous sending-off during a last 16 game against Argentina in the 1998 World Cup, which England eventually lost on penalties, the dad of 4 found himself public enemy number 1 and even receiving death threats. The huge backlash towards the future England captain not only left David depressed but saw the chants about Victoria intensify. "Every football fan sang this song," David recalls when speaking in the upcoming Netflix series Beckham. During one of her interviews to camera, Victoria recalls watching a Manchester United game after the infamous sending-off, pregnant with son Brooklyn Beckham at the time, and hearing the foul-mouthed chant. "I remember sitting down and the lady next to me turned to me and didn't know what to say, and said, 'Do you want a polo?'" Victoria remembers during one of her interviews, after admitting she was hurt by the song. "Do I want a polo? We did not know what to do. It felt like we were drowning." Read more here. 17:18 Zoe Delaney Victoria claims she grew up working class hilariously torn apart by David. Victoria's attempt to claim she grew up working class didn't go down too well with husband David when filming their new Netflix series. The iconic couple, who celebrated their 24th wedding anniversary this year, met at a football match in 1997 and wed 2 years later. Details of their love story features heavily in Beckham, with the loved-up pair looking back fondly on the early days of their romance. Speaking to the camera during the first of 4 episodes of the series, Victoria sits on a couch as she looks back on her relationship and reveals what first attracted her to her now husband. "I just fancied him, it was as simple as that. I think because we both come from families that work really hard, our parents worked really hard and we're very working class," Victoria claims to the off-camera interviewer. However, it seems David was lurking in the background during Victoria's solo interview and keeping an ear on what she was saying. Following Pasha's working-class claim, the former England captain pops his head through a door and yells at his wife, "Be honest." Victoria hits back, claiming, "I am being honest. Be honest, what car did your dad drive you to school in?" David, his head still poking through the door, continues to probe. As Victoria tries to deflect and move on, David doesn't give up, asking once again, "Be honest, what car was it?" Still not wanting to answer her husband's question, Victoria claims, "It's not a simple answer." Eventually, the mum of 4 gives in and admits, "In the 80s my dad had a Rolls-Royce." Satisfied, David says thank you and leaves Victoria to continue with her interview. Read more here.
To